Hi, it's Glenn Dulco from Spiritually Speaking Speaker Trainings, and today I'm going to be talking about taking questions. The question I always get from participants is, should I take questions during the presentation or wait till the end of the presentation? Well, that's up to you and depending on the presentation, but I always like to do questions during the presentation because I'm not giving a presentation, I'm not giving a lecture, I never give a speech. I have a conversation. I have a conversation with the audience. And a conversation includes a back and forth, both way conversation. So as I'm doing things and somebody has a question and they go, and I'll even offer, I said, oh, looks like you have a question. What is that? So I'll actually offer before they ask. So that's why I like doing it during. One of the things you need to do if you're going to do that is set the ground rules in the beginning. Say, we'll be taking questions at any time during the presentation. You have a question, just raise your hand, or however you want to do that. Raise your hand and we'll call on you for a question. And what that does, it keeps the audience engaged in what the conversation is in the presentation, because now they feel like they're part of it and it gets directed. It also helps me figure out where they are so I don't have to guess if they're understanding what I'm saying. And I'll even ask them questions and expect answers back. So it's actually a back and forth thing. So you set your ground rules up in the beginning and then answer your question. And if it's something that's going to be covered later, say, thank you for asking that. We're going to cover that a little bit later. Can you wait for that? Okay, is that set? And then if you do have somebody does have a question, oh yes, this is this here. And then you come back to me and say, did that answer your question? Great. And then moving on from there. Always ask them if that answered their question. If it gets too long or it's some odd thing, say, yeah, we're really not going to cover that today. We'll take that offline. Talk to me after this. I'll be happy to speak with you after that. If that takes you too much into the weeds or time-wise or whatever, that's a great way to do it. If by chance you have somebody who likes to be really not asking your question but just wants to be pedantic and just speak about their experience, what you do is you work on shutting them down. You say thank you very much. You step in closer to them and use the hand down signal, which we'll talk about in another video. Say thank you very much. We'll talk about that later. I'd love to talk about you afterward, but for time reasons, we're going to move on. Thank you. Is that fine? Thank you. And that will help shut them down, which helps you and helps the rest of the audience because they didn't come to listen to whoever that was speaking about their wonderful experience, who really didn't have a question. So the three things is to your choice, beginning or end, but my choice is always during, to have the conversation, preset the questions up, and then come back and then say, did that answer your question? Thank you, great, and move on. Thank you very much. You keep speaking, and we'll see you later. Love you guys.